Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to the vlog. I am holding an unbelievable animal right now. I'm at New England Reptile Distributors, absolutely amazing place, as you guys know by now, and this is a Bolin's python. Bolin's pythons are literally one of my dream snakes, one of almost every reptile keeper's dream snakes for sure. Kevin has an amazing group of them, and I'm sure he's gonna produce them. Today we're gonna go around and just look at some really kind of eclectic animals, things that you don't normally see around, and I am excited about it, starting with this Bolin's pythons here. The plan is, in the future, to add Bolin's pythons to the Reptarium, and you can see why. These guys are unbelievable. Obviously, they're born kind of a reddish color, turn black and yellow as they get bigger. Oh my gosh. Dream snake here, guys. I could stay here all day and just play with the snake, but we have a lot of other animals to look at, so let's get to it. And hey, let's go ahead and just look at some young Bolin's pythons. Like I had mentioned, they've got this rusty red color. These are what, like several months old?
About a year.
About a year old, yep, that makes sense. So when they're babies, they're obviously much smaller and even more red and rust colored.
Like the size of carpet pythons, almost like a big baby carpet.
Yeah, big baby carpet, but wow. You can see the color change starting. Freaking ridiculous. All right, guys, we are on to blood pythons and short-tailed pythons with Rob here. I've known Rob for, gosh, 15, 20 years, whatever it is.
Long time.
Great guy. Starting with a really beautiful, I mean, is this a normal?
This is technically a normal. This is not a morph. This is just a nice striped red blood python.
This is amazing.
Really beautiful,
and
selectively bred.
Exactly. And Rob told me he's going to prove to me that blood pythons and short-tailed pythons are tame.
That's right. That's right. Here, how about this? We'll hand you this guy right here.
I'm going to hold
He's
this
really
one.
Great. And let me pull out a different blood python right here. Let's take
a lot of cool mutations when it comes to red blood pythons in particular. Also some short-tailed pythons as well. So I love blood pythons. You guys know that Sweetie, my big blood python, is super docile. So I'm really coming around. It's something I'd like to work with more. Oh my gosh.
Check this out.
What, dude,
this is a Batik blood python. So,
whoa!
Look
at
you.
They're tame. They're tame,
grumpy.
guys. Yeah, they're tame, guys. That's absolutely. Thanks, Rob. You really got that one down. But these are one of the blood pythons I love because it's almost like a granite Burmese python in a blood python. So
really great, cool patterning on them. Really great. And the more that you mix this into some of the other mutations, you can produce some really cool stuff. So let's check out some other stuff.
That's awesome. And yeah, a little bit of a close call there. So I've always trusted Rob in the past, but now I'm starting to question my sanity when it comes to that. But nevertheless, no, hey, we didn't it was a close call. It was perfect, no problem. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew that he was right within range, but not close enough. So it's good. Oh, geez, are great. Oh my God, another beauty.
So this is another red blood python. This one's called a pixel. So this is a mix between the Batik that I just showed you guys and a goldeneye blood python.
Yeah, and the goldeneye is what the super the magpie, right?
Look at you being grumpy.
What are you being grumpy
Everybody's
for?
scared of you today.
I think it's a blood. It's just, me and blood pythons don't mix for some reason, but still, nevertheless, beautiful snake.
Really,
and the thing about bloods is when they do bite, you can see how they have a lot of power.
Muscle.
So nevertheless, that is gorgeous, dude. I love it, man. The first albino blood pythons that were out there were T-positive bloods, and then several years later there's T-negative bloods now, and that's what this is. So the true albino blood pythons, wow, I tell you what an absolutely amazing animal. And this one's a little bit tricky too. Whew. Come on, little monkey. That's okay. Unbelievable, dude. They're crazy cool.
Look at the color. This is like so amazing.
Oh my gosh, I tell you, blood pythons really are amazing. I could see myself going down the rabbit hole again when it comes to blood pythons because, I mean, look at just how cool and impressive, big, thick bodies they are. And I tell you what, I love it, man. This is so cool, dude.
It's like having a big snake in a smaller package.
Exactly,
You know?
It's crazy. So I'll give you that one back.
Sweet.
And speaking of the T-positive, this is actually the first albino blood pythons that were actually produced, which are the T-positive. But this is a really wild one. I mean, all that kind of greens and browns and grays in it. You usually don't see them with this much kind of crazy coloration, but these were the first ones that were produced. And we actually even produced some of these T-positive bloods way back in the day when I had a bunch of blood pythons as well. I haven't worked with a lot of these other mutations, so again, something that hopefully this next year when these guys breed a bunch of this stuff, maybe I can add it to my collection, right? Yeah. And then these guys are magpies. This is the super version of the goldeneye. And Rob, dude.
Wow. Yeah, these will take the breath right out of you. These are just like so amazing. And these came from VPI down in Texas, and it's a super form of the golden eye. It takes out all that patterning.
Woo! Look at these monkeys.
Scared each other there. So it takes out all the pattern, but leaves some of that nice black coloration on the face. And then as these guys get older, they get a little bit of pink on them. Like you can see this one on the neck is getting a little bit of that pink color coming in. So they do change a bit as they grow. And we're just super excited to have hatched these out last season.
Oh, you hatched them? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Kevin was geeking out. He was sitting over the incubator like, oh my God, I've been waiting for one of these snakes forever. And just, he's still always excited. Every time he opens up the bin, he's like, man, these things are just amazing.
They're breathtaking. And of course they're called magpies. For those of you guys that don't know, there's a bird down in Australia called the magpie. That's why they named them magpie blood pythons. Wow. What'd you think of my...
the blue tree monitor radio for you.
Oh, wow.
See, his makes proper sense for grammar. Kevin was like, doing nice to someone today. And I was like,
what does that entail?
you have to do it nice to someone today. But Ryan's is like, be nice to someone today. And it's like, yes, proper grammar.
I know that this is a barneck scrub python.
Yes.
Can you do a quick snarfles for me? Come on.
He's in the next room.
Well, you just channel your snarfles.
Okay. All right, hold on.
3, 2, 1.
I am Snarfles, and I am the most dynamic and most crazy looking barneck scrub python. But I'm now in the other room and I'm too fat to be on camera because I'm embarrassed. And I don't even have googly eyes.
Amanda, what's the problem? I mean, you don't want to be on camera? Why?
It makes me really nervous. I don't know why.
You'll be fine. All you have to do is... back, Amanda. What's your name?
My name's Amanda.
And what do you do here?
I take care of all the ball pythons, because that's all I can do.
Jared,
What?
What are you doing back there?
I'm not doing anything.
I know you guys love supporting this channel, and I can't thank you enough for all the things you do. When brands come to me like Audible that I've been working with for a couple years and been actually using for even longer than that, I love giving you guys an opportunity to help this channel by supporting them. Right now, you can get 1 free Audible book and 2 Audible originals when you sign up for a 30-day trial. Just go to audible.com/Brian Barczyk or text Brian Barczyk to 500-500. Audible is great. They have inspiring voices, compelling stories to offer their listeners in a number of different ways to get you thinking. There's no better place to listen to Audible because now Audible members get even more. Exclusive audio fitness programs, audiobooks, Audible originals, and even more. Audible has the largest selection of audiobooks on the planet. And now with Audible originals, the selection has got even more custom with content made for their members. Every month, Audible members get 1 credit for any audiobook they choose, plus 2 Audible originals from a changing selection that they can't get anywhere else. They also have audio fitness and health workouts created exclusive for Audible. Plus, your books are yours to keep. With Audible, you can go back and re-listen anytime, even if you cancel your membership. Didn't like your audiobook? Exchange it, no questions asked. And with Audible Originals, they're exclusive audio titles created by celebrated storytellers from worlds as diverse as theater, journalism, literature, and more. You guys know that I always love listening to wildlife stuff. So right now I'm actually listening to an audiobook called Wildlife by Simon King. It's something that I really suggest that you guys take a look at. There's so many choices, but this one I'm really getting into. Audible also has free apps for iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Phone. Unlike a streaming or rental service with Audible, you own your books. And you can access your books anytime, anywhere, right from your smartphone. A couple features I really like are Send This Book, where you can share your library with anyone. If it's their first time accepting a book through this feature, they can listen for free. You can also share audio excerpts from your favorite listening with anybody. And of course, speed control is great. You can listen to it faster or slower. The narration is whatever speed that suits your needs. So again, guys, if you happen to want to support us, we really do appreciate you going over to audible.com/Brian Barczyk or text Brian Barczyk to 500-500. Again, audible.com/Brian Barczyk or text Brian Barczyk to 500-500. Trust me, you won't regret it. Moving on to short-tail pythons, which is, very similar to a blood python, but they're actually a different species. What do we have here?
This is called a marble Borneo short-tail python. And so this is a type of mutation that is really really, really desirable. They have this nice light color down the back. They get all these speckling down the sides, kind of similar to a granite berm, but a little bit different. And then this one right here, this is a girl that I'm raising up to breed, and she is just like absolutely stunning.
That's crazy. Now, is this a incomplete dominant, this recessive?
There is some debate on that. For Borneo genetics, it's kind of a little bit all over the place, so it's not a simple...
Yeah, and I know a lot is polygenic as
that's
well.
Right,
so,
exactly.
So, yeah,
it's just like that. Because this one right here popped out between two normal-looking parents. So the parents didn't have any of the speckling on them at all, then this girl popped out.
It's great. Look at the head on that thing.
She's a big baby. She's great. She's one that I raised up from a little one, and she's just like
now this one I trust. This one I trust. That dude, Rob, that's awesome, man. Wow, what is this? That's crazy.
This is ridiculous. So this is kind of the pinnacle of Borneo short-tailed python morphs right now. This is called an ocelot Borneo short-tailed python.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so how do you produce that? I mean,
so this is produced from Matt from Philly Herp. He produced these from some really dark ghost line animals that he was breeding together to some striped line animals. And so he produces a couple different looks with the ocelots. He's produced these ones that kind of have like the white down the tail and the silver striping, reduced pattern. And then he's producing what are called white wall ones, where they're like bright white stripes down the sides, and they are really amazing.
That is crazy cool. I love them.
So this Borneo right here is one that I hatched out in a project with one of my buddies, Dan, and this is from our ocelots breeding together, and no one's produced one that looks quite like this before. So this thing's got a crazy stripe. It's got all the speckling, kind of like a marble Borneo, but I've never seen one like this Borneo before.
And I haven't either, so that's pretty amazing,
it's
dude.
incredible.
That's crazy.
Ready?
Yep. I was okay. All right, so now we're getting into some arboreal stuff here. This is Amazon basin.
Yeah, it's an Amazon basin.
Now, did you produce this, or is this one?
This is actually no. This is from some stock that I got. This is not one that I produced. Actually, it was. I'm trying to amass different genetic stock, and a lot of it comes from Europe. And as you can see, there's a lot of basins here.
You've got a lot of basins, and they're not importing them at all anymore, right? Yeah,
no, not at all. So this is all captive bred stuff.
Yep.
So I'm getting stuff from zoos and whatnot, and building my gene pool.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be good because Amazon basins, of course, are like the typical emerald you'd see, but just a lot more white. A lot of times they'll have like dorsal striping. Very beautiful animals.
And
oftentimes
expensive.
Very expensive. Oftentimes much more tame. Just really pretty stunning animals.
What's nice about Amazon basins is that they're larger growing, tend to be more tractable, like you were just saying. They're a little bit more fantastic looking than a normal emerald, and they have huge teeth. So it's this animal with monster mega teeth that's not biting you, that you can actually handle. That's kind of nice. Here's an animal. This is like 2.5 to 3 years old, and I mean this is a really nice example of a basin. And just watching the way he's behaving. When the tongue starts curling down towards your finger, it means maybe you're going to get bit.
Right.
And we don't like these guys to bite. So sometimes people don't realize, but if you take an animal like this and you're handling it, and I'm not reading the signs, and you make the animal bite you, it's actually a traumatic experience for the snake. They don't just do it and just like, hey, that was great.
Right.
They're usually in kind of freak out mode, and they are very prehensile. So even the tip of the tail is prehensile. So when that means when I'm taking them off the perches, I want to be extra careful about how I remove the animal and being aware of the very tip of the tail, because
don't want to damage the vertebrae in any way.
Yeah, and you ever see people that have popped green tree pythons to sex them?
You get roller coasters down the road.
Or you get that ones with their tail is up in the air. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So this is definitely not an animal you want to. They are very delicate, and they are all spine, and we know spines are very delicate.
Yeah.
Hey,
let's just do
you realize we are filming, right?
Okay, ready? Start again. Okay. Now we have one of the big girls here. I mean, just look at the size of this thing's head. It's ridiculous.
They actually get bigger than this. They actually can get a fair bit bigger than this.
And this has got some weight to it. I mean, it's crazy because a lot of times when you're handling tree boas, they're kind of light. This one's got some weight. It's girthy. It's got some size.
So look at the head muscles of that.
Yes.
So when they bite, they really clamp down on whatever they're biting. So if that happens to be your hand, you kind of
be
you know what I'm talking about, like when you get bit by a scrub python or something like that, and you get the sinking.
Oh, yeah.
You feel the teeth sinking, and like the whole bite slows down.
Yeah.
So you get that exquisite pain.
Yeah, it's like it actually bruises the muscle, is what it is. It penetrates deep enough to bruise
these guys, classic, when you get bit, you'll get these hematomas. So you're bleeding under the skin, so you start like getting lumps and bumps and stuff. but this is a big adult female. So the trick with basins, you have to take your time.
Yep.
You cannot rush these animals about their feeding. They readily feed, but sometimes if you keep backlogging all the food, they're not incredibly active, so you have to get the food to pass through them. So spraying them down, keeping them properly hydrated, managing the size of the meals. Sometimes we overdo it and you give them too big of a meal, they gas up and it's very stressful on them. So you have to kind of really take it, dial it back. So even for somebody who knows their stuff pretty well like me, I have to sometimes put extra caution and have my people put extra caution in the size of the meals. And you need to manage the temperatures properly, but definitely misting them down, getting them to drink off their coils, as well as having always clean water is critical. And this is an animal you cannot rush the growth rate. You have to. It's literally like 5 years, I think.
5 years, yeah. This is absolutely incredible. Of course, Tara is modeling our Rarest python today. I'll put a link in the description to her Instagram if you'd like to check out, because you do a lot of cool animal stuff, right? So awesome, good. And tell me about this snake, dude. This is ridiculous.
Okay, so this is a T-positive Rarest python. This animal is actually in shed. So this animal, even you saw it yesterday, it was a little bit more orange, but this animal glows. This is a nice sized python that you don't see a lot of people breeding. I've bred Rarest pythons before. Not the easiest species to breed. They don't get too big.
The babies are tough too. Yeah, the babies are kind of tough.
They're a little temperamental, but Tara's kind of showing that she can easily free handle it and not have any problems.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys know that we have the non-T positive that is docile as could be, super, super good, but they are usually a little bit of a hyper animal. But this is crazy, dude. I mean, this is, it's ridiculous. This is beautiful.
As I continue to try to get all those new things that we, in the future, to get these into the hobby and be able to breed these kind of animals, but you have to start somewhere. And usually I'm the sucker on the front that's willing to spend all the money.
Yeah, and this is a long-term project because number one, this is a male.
Yeah.
So if he does breed it, you're going to produce heterozygous animals. They do take 3-4 years to get to size because the babies are a little bit tricky. This is you're looking at a 7 or 8 year project.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's the type of investment that guys like Kevin do to put into the future, not only monetarily but also through the amount of time and energy, blood, sweat, and tears. But when that little baby T positive Rarest hatches, it'll all be worth it. If you like this video, please do me a favor and click on this video. You can do a whole playlist down here, right on this side. And if you don't mind, subscribe over here while you're at it. Turn those post notifications on. As for now, guys, have a wonderful day. Me and Lilith are just gonna play around a little while. I hope I'll see you tomorrow.